When was the last time you boys stepped foot in an Olive Garden?
Like last week, bro.
Last week?
Mhm.
My year.
Like 10 years ago.
See, for me, it was a few months ago because, as you know, the power in my neighborhood just likes to go out, and so Meg and I actually this must have been like a year ago. Then we were like, let's just go out for dinner, like just wait it out. You know, we don't need to be fucking here for it.
Oh wait, does this have anything to do with Meg blasting Olive Garden in our Discord chat the other day?
Yes.
I was mad. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Well, I'm about to blast its ass too.
I've never sat on the sidelines of such a vicious fight and been like, wow.
Because we got reminded of it. But so yeah, it must have been like last year because we were looking for just anywhere to go eat. We were like, just somewhere stupid, like fucking Chili's or whatever. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. People who work at Chili's, not my favorite.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
But so we went to a Chili's and they had like a 2-hour wait and we were like, what the fuck? So we started going around to like BJ's had a huge wait. Like we almost thought about going to TGI Fridays, but they had a huge wait. And
Wait, what's wrong with TGI Fridays? Why did you say it like that?
I don't know why.
Because I just wanted one restaurant to catch a stray for no reason.
I don't know why you are disrespecting the one restaurant that was brave enough to be in the movie The Zookeeper.
I haven't been to a TGI Fridays in a long ass time.
I think I've never been to a TGI Fridays.
We at no point considered Applebee's because we're like humans with palates of any degree. But then
That's my mother's favorite restaurant.
Well, your mother has bad taste in restaurants.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually very confused at the level of when people are like, "Oh, this is really shit quality food." I'm like, bro,
it's all shit for the
do
record.
you like? Okay, I just continue on.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Well, the only place we were able to get into was Olive Garden.
Yeah,
we found out later.
Unlimited breadsticks. I enjoy those.
That was the only part I enjoyed.
Really?
What?
But we realized afterward it was because it was graduation day for like the nearby high school, so that's why they were all packed. But we go into this Olive Garden.
Definitely a year ago, by the way.
Yes, that's why I realized like, oh fuck, this must have been way further back. It's the pandemic. Time doesn't move. So we go into this Olive Garden.
Time is a construct.
It's true. We go into this Olive Garden, and neither of us have been to an Olive Garden in a very, very long time. So we were bright-eyed and naive. We sit down. We get the breadsticks, right? Breadsticks, banging, slapping sticks of bread right there.
Did you order the Alfredo sauce to go with it?
No, because I'm not a freak. So we start munching on these breadsticks.
I just feel so attacked today.
I don't also understand how because isn't Meg also Italian? Like, isn't she from Italian roots? You would think she would be busting out the fucking Alfredo sauce.
She's basically half Italian, half German.
Yeah.
Where I'm essentially half German, half British.
She's like, pound the schnitzel and get the Alfredo sauce. Come on.
Is Meg here?
Yeah, sorry. I just have this weird voice recording that I got one time.
So we go in, reading the breadsticks, and to be fair, I didn't know you could just order Alfredo on the side with it, but whatever. We get our drink order taken, our food order taken, all timely. 30 minutes goes by.
And you've had your food by now, and you've eaten it?
No.
What?
We're eating breadsticks like it's our fucking job. I had far too much bread. The salad comes. And I thought it was just going to be like a side salad. No, it's a motherfucking bowl. A huge-ass bowl of salad fit for like 5 people.
When's the last time you've been to Olive Garden? They always do that.
It's been so long that I don't even remember. It was that distant, right? Salad comes. I'm munching on salad. Salad's fine. But there's one odd thing about this salad. It's warm.
That's how you eat salad.
No, it's not. The salad is cold.
You eat cold salad? You don't microwave your salad?
What the fuck is wrong with
you guys are fucking with me. I know it. This salad had been sitting under a heat lamp. It was wilted and cold. I ate it because
it was cold or warm?
I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. It was warm, but it was under a heat lamp. It was wilted. It was gross.
Why would they put it under a heat lamp?
I don't know. But I hated it, but it wasn't bread. So I ate like half of it. Eventually, our fucking food comes like 15, 20 minutes after that. So we've been here for like 45 minutes. Food finally comes. I got just chicken Alfredo. The chicken was not cooked all the way.
That's okay.
That was a large problem. The Alfredo sauce, which I have heard is quite good at Olive Garden, was sparse and not very good. I basically had noodles that were undercooked with chicken that was undercooked and like a cum shot of Alfredo sauce on it. I don't even remember what Meg got, but we were just like, we need to leave immediately. We paid for our food and everything. Tipped the guy because it's not fucking his fault. And I will never go to an Olive Garden again.
It really sounds like one of those situations where you should have been like, you know how some people say my compliments to the chef? Yeah, bring the chef here. How many people working today, huh? You call back, you're like, really? Only you back there? Couldn't put an extra tablespoon of Alfredo sauce on here?
Dude, it was ridiculous. It was disgusting. And like I did mention, the chicken isn't cooked. They sent it back. And it actually came out on time at this point. But instead of making me new chicken, they gave me the same chicken.
But cooked more.
Yeah. So it was completely dried out. Disgusting. They ended up comping that off because it's fucking raw chicken.
Sure.
How'd they deal with the noodles?
I think he just went in and I assume with his grubby little fingers, picked the pieces of chicken out and just put it on the grill.
Why do you have the worst restaurant experiences ever?
I've
never had a bad restaurant experience, at least not as much as you did.
Do you... When was the last time you were at an Olive Garden, you said?
Like a week ago.
Which one do you go to? Like, you don't have to say specifically, but do you think you went to the same one?
Is it the one across the street from a Chili's?
No.
Okay.
See, here's the thing. He's going to the bomb ones.
Yeah, apparently I need to go to your Olive Garden because this Olive Garden was a piece of shit.
You should, and let me know because there's also a theater right across the street and I really want to go watch Uncharted.
I actually want to see Uncharted too. People keep railing that movie. Like, before it was even out, just being like, this movie's going to be the worst fucking movie ever made. And I'm like, it looks perfectly fine.
It's probably better than Death on the Nile.
For what it is, it looks fine.
Adrian, we're going outside right now. We're going outside. We're going to have one of these weird Olive Garden fights where someone's going to sit on the sideline and go, holy shit, I do not care about the outcome of this.
So it was Death on the Nile.
I really did enjoy it. And I also find it funny because I really enjoyed the first movie, and that was also critically panned.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Was it? I seem to remember a lot of people loving.
Oh, no, people fucking hated it.
It has a 57% on Rotten Tomatoes, and this movie has a 64%. So, obviously, I mean, it's a rare movie of it doing slightly better than its predecessor. Also, Murder on the Orient Express was basically one of the first movies to use the volume, like The Mandalorian.
What do you mean?
The volumes, the video wall.
Yeah. Okay, so that's probably why it looked so good because I remember that we were talking about how
we were recently talking about this how we both thought that the cinematography was very, very good.
Yeah. Well, for one, that mountain is basically a massive set they're on. It only exists basically probably 5-6 feet above their head, and there's no cliffside to it. It's just like a parking lot.
Well, I mean, it's like in Hacksaw Ridge, the entire battlefield was like half a football field.
Yeah. But no, the inside of the train, they are basically playing a video that they took by just getting on that train, and they just recorded out the window.
Oh shit!
And so they have a video wall on the other side, and so they could just kind of scrub the timeline to show where they would be on the.
Oh, that's actually really cool. Yeah. I didn't realize that's how that was done.
So
that is fucking cool.
They didn't have to constantly do it to add the background in on every take. They were just it's there, and obviously you get the lighting through the windows and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's really cool. Also, because you mentioned Mandalorian, and my brain is apparently just hopping around today. Book of Boba Fett, people didn't like it. I thought it was fine, but the guy who did the music for that and the Mandalorian, Ludwig Göransson, I think is how you say it.
Who's also Childish Gambino's music producer.
And also the guy who did the music for Community.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, because I'm rewatching Community and I saw his name in the credits. And I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, one of the greatest TV shows of all time that nobody watched.
It's quite good.
It also explains why Childish Gambino has him as his...
Yeah, well, because he became Childish Gambino while the show was running. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what are we talking about today?
I was just thinking about the Book of Boba Fett, and I was like, I don't know. I just didn't.
We're not talking today about anything. We're talking about the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't. It's not even my complaints aren't even really with the Book of Boba Fett. My complaints are how we're at a point with Star Wars right now where they just put anything on screen Star Wars related and people are like, fucking killer episode. The episodes people liked were him building a fucking ship. And I remember the entire time sitting there like,
well, the episodes people liked
need...
were just episodes of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I remember sitting there going, I do not need to see him build the ship. It can be a montage. It doesn't have to be like 20 minutes of this 40-minute episode.
My biggest issue with Book of Boba Fett were the fucking Europunk like motley crew.
Oh wait, the Power Rangers?
Yeah, that existed for like no reason. They look like they were supposed to be on a different movie and they went to the wrong soundstage and then they were just like, keep rolling.
They looked like they were about to build Voltron.
They're not in any way Star Warsy. I do love in the last episode though when they're fighting the Pike Syndicate and the one guy does that spin.
Yeah. I will also say they are Star Warsy because that is kind of that is like a common aesthetic.
Like Coruscant.
Yeah, but
I should say they're not very Tatooine-y.
Yeah,
I know. I thought about it before it even came out of my mouth.
Somebody made a good point of saying like they just fucking cleaned their bikes. Like that is the only real thing. Like if you're like, why doesn't it look like shit?
Well, that's the thing, because if they're on Tatooine, it should look like shit.
Yeah, because the idea is like they're like so into like their stuff that they're always keeping it clean. They're always like, I think it is a little weird that their vehicles basically look like the shell of a Vespa. But,
yes. It's just weird to me because whenever I think of Tatooine, like it's a poor planet that's being raked over the coals by like everybody taking anything on it that'd be worth anything because it's just Arrakis. But then there's these guys who have clean clothing and souped up bikes and cybernetics and like weapons and shit. And it's like, where'd they get the money for that? Especially when the first time we meet them, they're like, we don't have jobs. Nobody has jobs. Because that's what they sound like.
I mean, to be fair, I hate to break it to you, but they're actually, that is a real like thing of like biker gangs having basically no money but insanely expensive bikes that they.
Well, yeah, but then we also saw a different, like a swoop bike gang, which is the same thing, and they were dirty and gross.
Yeah, I honestly I don't really care. Like it's one of those things,
in the end, I don't care either. I just hated every time they were on screen.
Does anyone want to know?
Please, it's been killing me.
Jeremy brought a tin again.
Mm-hmm.
Can you open the tin?
No.
Why?
Oh, I guess I can. That's a good point.
Can you open it directly next to the microphone, please?
Bro, like there's any other way.
Holy God! Watch out with that mic. Jesus
oh my God!
Christ.
I'm gonna lower that in post, but that fucking hurt. What is this?
Just take one. Just take one.
Oh, okay. I want this one. Is there poison in this? Yes.
Oh yeah, are these cookies?
Cool.
Are these just cookies?
They are. Yeah,
too big of a bite.
Yeah, they are really dense. That's gonna.
I'm gonna choke to death. I'm making a fucking mess.
Where? Well, no, this is my beer. Sorry.
Jesus Christ! It's like playing Chubby Bunny.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to do that. Small bites.
Yeah, apparently.
They're good.
They're good, but fuck, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, they're called rock cakes, and I said at the time they're kind of like a deconstructed chocolate chip cookie because they're like a chocolate chip cookie with like no form. It is like if you were like, give me only the center of the chocolate chip cookie. Like, do not have the browned edge. I do not want that.
It's like you made one big chocolate chip cookie in like a brownie pan.
Yeah, and then I just like I hacked away all the edge. I'm like, oh, too much crisp.
These are British, I assume.
Mm-hmm. They're effectively scones. Like they're.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say it tastes just like a scone.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, the thing to really keep in mind is scones is a very broad range of things. So it's
like saying it's a pastry.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it sure is.
I mean, because basically scones are like what we would refer to like as like a buttermilk biscuit or like a flaky biscuit or something like that. Like that would kind of fall into that category. But it's just as someone said, I want this, but like sweet, or I want this, and then like there's like tons of different filling, and then like it just kind of goes from there.
Do you guys like cornbread?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm not a cornbread guy.
I really like cornbread. Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm glad it's hitting you too. I need to dip this in like some coffee or something, man.
You got a beer right there. What's the complaint? I will say something that really blew my mind when I made these is the way the dough is made is like you're like that's not dough. That's not how dough works. Because the dough is almost entirely dry, and when you put it in the oven. And you're like, shouldn't there be liquid in here? And they're like, nah. Dry dough.
Really?
So basically the dough is made by taking a stick of butter and
Good start.
like imagine if you just kind of like riced butter, like, you know, so you had a bunch of tiny little balls and those are just caked in flour so that it's no longer like sticky.
Okay.
So you have like a bowl that is effectively like a bunch of grains of sand instead of like a fine powder. And then you're like, I'm just going to beat an egg into this. And all that egg really does is just kind of hold them together enough.
It's just a glue.
Yeah. And so that's why it's falling apart, because it's like a bunch of tiny little cookies all put together.
I get what they call it, a rock cake, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that for sure.
Mm-hmm. I learned that apparently, I think I mentioned this at the time, but they came up because like of World War II rations, like they couldn't use
I can see that easily.
yeah, like they couldn't use butter because that was part of the thing. So they were just like, ah, shit, what are we gonna do? Want to make cookies? Like, we don't have time for cookies. Give me a cookie that's basically only the center.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Crack Open a Cryptid.
That might have been your best one so far.
That was a pretty good one. I had to like wait. I had to let that finish.
I'm Jeremy Sharp.
Oh, I'm Tyler Shyboy.
I'm Adrian Castro. I can't crack a can today.
Yeah, you have a bottle.
Because you pre-opened it.
Yeah. Tyler gave me this Angry Orchard. Like, I've never heard of this flavor ever.
They have new seasonal flavors.
But it's like my two favorite flavors combined.
Which
It's
is
a
why I
peach.
saved one for you.
Yeah, it's peach mango.
Are you loving it?
I love this. I'm already more than halfway done with it.
Yeah, the pack we had came with Angry Orchard Original, because why wouldn't it? The peach mango, the one I'm going to be drinking next episode, which is Sinful, but it's CINN, like cinnamon. It's quirky. And then have you ever had an old fashioned? It's a drink called an old fashioned.
No.
It's basically an old fashioned mixed with Angry Orchard. It's quite decent. I don't really like old fashions that much, but the Angry Orchard one, pretty nice. I, on the other hand, drinking a Bud Light hard soda citrus flavor.
How do you like those Bud Light seltzers?
Bud Light seltzer, I think, is disgusting. But the Bud Light seltzers that are like hard soda or like the sours ones are fine. Man, the thing about the hard soda one though is that the original, just the cola flavor, is just Robitussin. It tastes almost exactly like Robitussin. All the other flavors, good. The original, hate it.
That's weird. See, I've only ever had one Bud Light seltzer, and it was at a Dodgers game, and I thought it was delicious.
I'm like one of the only people who doesn't like these, apparently. Or like, well, they're regular ones. These are quite tasty, though.
What are you drinking, Jeremy?
I have a screwdriver.
Hell yeah. Fucking love to see it.
So what are we talking about today?
Have you ever been to Fresno?
Yes.
We've all been to Fresno.
No, I haven't been to Fresno.
Shit. Really? The one place that's like 30 minutes from here. That
Fresno is not.
I know. I don't know why I threw out the worst possible number.
But it's in the same state.
Yeah, it's not that far.
Fuck Northern California. That's what I would say. South all the way.
I mean, agreed, but but they have all the water.
Yeah.
We're next to the ocean too.
Not that kind of water.
Desalination plants.
Pog.
Is it like the Fresno serial rapist? Is that what we're looking at?
How did he know?
Yeah, that was my guess.
No, so today I want to talk to you just about Fresno, California to start with.
Oh, so it's just
we're talking about Fresno.
Okay. Fresno, the city.
Yeah. So Fresno, California is a city in central California's San Joaquin Valley. It was established in 1872.
Interesting.
It currently has a population of roughly 525,000.
What's more north? Is it Fresno or is it San Francisco?
San Francisco's more
north.
north.
Yeah.
This is in central California, so it's like right in between, basically.
Because I've been to San Francisco, so
okay, so you've passed it. It is actually the largest city of the greater Central Valley region, which is like saying that we're the best community college in this half of the city, kind of thing. I've been watching a lot of Community.
Who hasn't?
Hell yeah.
A lot of people, apparently.
And Adrian, I don't know if you recognize this, but it's named for the Spanish word that translates to ash tree due to the abundant ash trees painting the coast of the San Joaquin River that bisects the city.
I didn't know it was named after that. I just thought it was like one of those weird coincidences.
It's kind of like when I learned that San Diego's a Spanish word.
Yeah. It's
yeah, it's just that guy named Diego.
Yeah.
No. It's Spanish for a whale's vagina.
That's true.
Be real with me. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Why is it called that? Are they fucking whales in San Diego?
You haven't seen that?
I've been to
Bro,
San Diego.
have you never heard of Shamu?
Hate that.
Yeah, people are always like you go to San Diego and someone is always like San Diego, also known as the whale's vagina.
Now, you may be curious, where the fuck is Fresno, California? Well, it is about 220 miles or 350 kilometers. That's for you, Jeremy.
I appreciate that.
North of Los Angeles, about 170 miles or 270 kilometers south of the state capital, Sacramento, and about 185 miles or 300 kilometers southeast of San Francisco. Yosemite National Park, this is one to remember. You don't need to remember the other ones. It won't be on the test.
It's off to the right.
About 60 miles to the north, which is about 100 kilometers.
But it is a bit to the right.
A bit to the right. Kings Canyon National Park is 60 miles to the east, which is, again, 100 kilometers.
Wait, Kings Canyon?
Yeah, yes. I know. Apex Legends happens there. And Sequoia National Park is 75 miles or 120 kilometers to the southeast. Adrian, as I gave the kilometers to Jeremy, this one's for you. If you're not aware, Fresno is the third largest majority Hispanic city in the United States, with about 50.5% of its population being Hispanic as of 2020.
I knew that. I have a lot of family up there.
So as much as this is an American cryptid that we're going to be talking about here, I'd like to specifically designate the Fresno Nightcrawler as Adrian's cryptid.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ever heard of the Fresno Nightcrawler?
No. I also didn't realize that Fresno was so just like Hispanic in general.
Neither did I. I've been there. It seemed pretty mixed.
Because honestly, it's one of those things where if someone says Fresno, my immediate thought is a lot of middle-class white guys up there.
Nah, dude.
Exactly where my mind goes to.
Then you haven't been to Fresno.
That's how you know I haven't been to Fresno.
No, I mean, I used to go there literally every single summer as a child to chill with my cousins. It's the closest, besides actually being in Mexico, that I've been to Mexico.
Yeah.
So the Fresno Nightcrawler, I'm going to show you a picture of two of them.
If you just show me the dude from X-Men, I will be able to get that.
You know, it's funny because there's a serial killer who's the Night Stalker, and I struggle not to say Fresno Night Stalker because he was in Los Angeles. But this is an image from CCTV footage. It's one of the first pieces of footage we've ever gotten of the Fresno Nightcrawler. Mm-hmm. And I'm showing this to you now because I need you to help me describe this creature.
Well, it's like a little dude with like his pants pulled all the way up.
I was literally about to say that. It's just pants all the way up, dude.
I was gonna say it's the white astronaut from Among Us.
It's kind of like
it kind of is, yeah.
if he lost a lot of weight.
There's that famous like 30s cartoon of I think it's like a ghost dancing, and I swear it just looks like that.
Oh,
I have no clue. What
no, it kind of looks like the Muppets, the Mana Mana, the little aliens that
they're actually based on the Fresno Nightcrawler.
Are they?
Yes, I believe so. So the Fresno Nightcrawler is a white humanoid creature with no discernible arms.
I was told it wasn't very white, but now we're going back on that, I guess.
Wait, what?
You said Fresno wasn't very white, but now I can count at least one guy.
Two even. There was two in that picture.
Oh, so it's a species.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
So the Fresno Nightcrawler is a white humanoid creature with no discernible arms. They are very thin with slightly varying features. Larger specimens have been noted to possess a sort of webbing that connects from their knee area up to their torso. One particular sighting about the Nightcrawler reported that they walk forwards, but their knees are in the reverse direction. So their knee goes like behind them as they walk.
Yeah.
Like an ostrich.
I was going to say like an AT-ST from Star Wars.
Oh, well.
I mean, to be fair, it's also based on kind of a bird, so...
Yeah. Now, they are a relatively small cryptid, standing merely 5 feet tall, roughly 1.5 meters.
I just need to stop you right there. I looked at that photo, and all I can think of, anyone who looked at that is like, that's a thing. Like that.
Oh,
that is a thing.
did I not mention that this is the dumbest fucking cryptid out there? I love this
It's
thing.
like if someone saw a lens flare and they were like, "Bro."
No, but this one
We already
actually
did an episode on paranormal photography.
That's true.
but this one kind of has some like because I know of the Fresno Night Stalker.
There's a weird Nightcrawler. See,
Crawler.
it's easy.
Sorry, my bad.
It's really easy.
Yeah, but like
there is a weird amount of meat to this cryptid.
Yeah, like,
Being so stupid.
I know that it's one that like because I used to watch a show. I forgot what it's called, but they would like debunk a lot of like
okay.
cryptids and stuff.
So they got to the Nightcrawler
And they canceled the show.
They just died.
No, they actually couldn't like every single test like because there were like effects artists and people who made like props for Hollywood and shit on
Did
that.
they pay these people an exposure? Because I'm about to list off later like 7 hoaxes.
It was also in like 2005 when I saw this. So
Also, as a fellow effects artist, they do not know shit. Like if an effects artist says anything, they're wrong.
well, also you gotta keep in mind it's people who worked on sci-fi shows. Like the show was on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah.
So it might not have been the greatest.
Be like, hey, what program do you operate in? And they're gonna be like, iMovie. I'd be like, curious.
like it's probably the same dudes who did the effects for like Sharknado and shit.
Yeah.
Kind of proved his point there, big guy.
But like, here's the thing, though. Sharknado looks pretty good for a movie that probably had no money attached to it.
That's fair.
Probably.
So for all the VFX artists out there, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the dimensions of this thing. They're relatively small, as I said, standing about 5 feet tall, roughly 1.5 meters at maximum. We've not seen a bigger one. Their legs take up most of their body mass, as their upper body is extremely small, very dinky torso. Their feet also appear to be very small, thin, and slit-like, while their heads and upper torso are hard to make out. And this is due to the fact that the only footage of the Fresno Nightcrawler is from shitty CCTV footage, and so it's very difficult to describe the creature in detail. Nobody ever has a good description. They're just like, check out this weird fucking video I got in Fresno, dude.
Huh.
So, Adrian, I'm about to debunk what you said earlier, where you're like, it was about like
Please.
2005.
In 2006.
One more.
In 2007.
Was it
The
2007?
original sighting of the Fresno Nightcrawler happened.
Oh, well, it was probably 2007 when I saw it.
So in 2007 in Fresno, California, a man who we only know by the name Jose, as we said before, 50.5% Hispanic population out there.
But we don't know that he is Hispanic. His name could have just been like, he could have been a white guy named Joe's or something like that.
So Joe's
Yeah.
woke up to his dog barking towards the front door facing the street. Confused, Joe's got up to check his security cameras.
You
where
really, that already fucking confused me because I was like, wait, there's 2 guys here?
There actually are 2 guys here. But he got up to check his security cameras where he witnessed the Fresno Nightcrawlers for the very first time. Startled and amazed by the footage, Joe's woke up his brother, the other one, his brother Jose. It's Joe's and Jose.
Mm-hmm.
Who he woke up his brother to show him like, dude, what the fuck is on this
Does
video?
his brother not actually have like a name?
His brother is not named. Jose actually isn't this guy's name either. It's an anonymous name that he gave. Listen, I told you it's a stupid cryptid.
No, but it's also like they're like, what's his name? Like he's Mexican. Like make sure he gets a Mexican name.
I believe he submitted this name. He said, just call me Jose.
I bet his name really is Jose. I bet that's a double bluff.
Oh,
No,
I agree.
His name is probably Jesus or something.
Oh.
Let's be honest.
Racist.
But I'm the same.
On this podcast where we don't even tolerate racism.
Are you telling me that every Mexican guy is named Hispanic names? Why can't his name just be Robert, Adrian?
It could be. I mean, my dad's name is Robert.
Not Roberto?
It is Roberto, yes.
Who's the racist now?
Shut the fuck up.
That was such an honest, like, I don't want to be here. Go fucking die.
So Jose wakes up his brother, who was living with him at the time, by
And
the way.
also was not named.
Not named, to show him the footage as well. Jose recorded the monitor it was playing on with his phone so he could show others later, while his brother went outside to investigate the area. He reportedly found a series of incredibly small footprints that were created by the creatures as they passed by. They called the authorities, but by the time they showed up, rain had washed away all the prints, and the original footage was mysteriously deleted, leaving us with only a grainy phone recording of the monitor, which I have right here to show you guys.
If this has more than like 6 pixels, it clearly was not recorded on his phone in 2007. Because, I mean, I had a phone, I think my first phone was like 2010, 2009, maybe. Bro, you couldn't see dick with that phone.
Well, it's not great. So I'm going to turn this around so you boys can take a little look.
I've already seen it. Go ahead.
So, Jeremy, this is the footage.
There's so much glare. Oh, okay. So that child with a blanket around its neck. It is interesting to think.
Did you already walk by? I wasn't looking.
He did, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, are we done? That's
pretty much. There's another one that you can see coming up, but it takes him a while to get here. Oh, here he goes. There he goes.
Why are your legs the way they are?
Dude, I know, right? The legs are fucking weird.
It's like there's a funny thing that we don't really talk about, but the way people design monsters, like especially cryptids, you're like, how did it evolve to get there?
I think of this all the time. A big one is like a siren head, if you know what that is.
The fuck is Siren Head?
Is that the one that looks like a telephone pole?
Well, his
head's like a speaker?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Weirdly, I do know about this. This is one of those examples where you're like, hey, Jeremy, do you have any information on like that is applicable? And I'm like, yes.
But yeah, whenever I see Siren Head, which is made up, the guy who created him is like, no, I design monsters. Like,
no, that just looks like a Silent Hill monster.
Because that's like a, I never thought that was a real one. That was just like, hey, wouldn't it be kind of creepy if there was a tall monster that looked like a telephone pole?
The thing is, so was Slenderman. And then Slenderman became like an actual cryptid for no fucking reason. So this guy, he invented Siren Head, but every time I look at Siren Head, I'm like, does it eat anything ever? It's very skinny.
Well, yeah. Also,
I'm like an overbearing mother.
Does Siren's Head mouth work like the Pokemon? Not Bellossom, the one that Jessie has. Maybe the one that James has.
Is it the cactus one?
It's like a
Victory Bell. It's like the evolution of Blossom, or Weepin' Bell, or Victory Bell.
Yeah, I mean it has like the conical face. It's yellow.
It's got like 2 little teeth.
Yeah,
it has like a rim, like a pink rim around him.
Oh, it looks like a fleshlight.
Yeah,
you're thinking of Victory Bell.
Okay. It's like does Siren's Head like?
Oh, like
do that, like
clap.
Like is it like a cartoon mouth?
No, I believe it doesn't.
Oh,
it just
makes noises. Honestly.
It just makes. Literally yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so glad I could show you that footage there because, first of all, what a dog shit video. If you guys want to see that video, just search Fresno Nightcrawler. You'll run into it.
It has millions of views, which I'm surprised.
Dude, people love this cryptid, and I don't really get why people think it's real because it's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
It's not real.
You ever seen those things where people like wear like big stretchy pants basically and they pull them all the way up like over their head on like TikTok?
Yeah,
that's literally what this creature is.
Yeah, it looks really baggy though. It looks like it's almost like a poncho like thing. Yeah, like it's covering
50.5% Hispanic. Ponchos are on the table.
Okay, but ponchos don't like...
Maybe they just went to Disneyland. There's a lot of ponchos at Disneyland.
Is this true?
Well, yeah.
Do you not recognize?
What's the background on this?
They sell ponchos because they're like, hey,
because for like the water rides,
yeah. Do you want to go on a water ride but not get wet? So they're like, here's a $50 poncho with Mickey Mouse on it.
Do they cost $50?
Probably somewhere around there.
I also really love, by the way, in that video, that's a video of a compilation of like the 3 times we've ever seen the Fresno Nightcrawler.
Okay, before you continue, compilation. Are we?
No, it's compilation.
That's how I would have said it. Okay.
I kind of alternate between the two, to be honest.
Okay.
So in this, it's a compilation of.
Preferred it the other way.
It's a compilation of like the 3 times we've ever seen the Fresno Nightcrawler. They're all dog shit, by the way. My favorite part of that video is literally the next thing that happens is it goes to a black screen with white text that says, "Now I'm going to show you that same video with the emboss effect put on it. Take note. If there was a string attached to the creature, you'd be able to see it with this filter put on." And it's like, first of all, no, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Just for the record, no, you fucking wouldn't. It's just going to take the Fresno Nightcrawler and make it gray and look a little clearer. That's it.
Because I think emboss, it's like an edge find filter.
It literally is, yes.
Yeah.
So if there was a string attached and the camera didn't pick it up, the emboss wouldn't either.
Yeah.
It's a recording of a recording with a filter on it now.
Yeah.
I just
Especially
really love
when you
that.
think about the fact that if it's true, if that was like a videotape that he then recorded, it means that the string might not have even been caught in the original recording.
Exactly.
And
what
then
I'm
he's
saying.
recording on top of that, and it's like no way that you're catching
in a fucking edge find filter. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. It's hilarious. So now we're going to talk about a similar cryptid, which many people believe are connected to the Fresno Nightcrawler, but this one has its own name because it may not be the same thing. It's the caramel, not caramel, by the way. Like there's no other A in there. It's Carmel. I wrote camel like 5 times, and when I went back to look, I was like, oh, it's not the camel area monster. It's the Carmel area monster. A 60-year-old former Marine, yet to be named, because he never gave his name.
And also, apparently, we're still waiting for his name, like yet to be
Yeah.
named. Like it's coming.
Eventually, he's going to say it. And his wife were driving near Carmel, which is just an area in California, on December 12th, 2014, when they came up over a hill and saw a 7-foot-tall, slender... What the fuck is this, Adrian?
Sorry, I looked up caramel area monster, and it's a photo of a caramel flavored cupcake. I mean,
Is that
cupcake
not a
donut.
donut? Oh.
Yeah, donut
With candy corns and googly eyes?
Yeah, to make it look like a monster.
Do you think those are googly eyes? Do you think those are like
I only
different?
saw it from the side for a
No,
minute. It's
no,
very clearly just frosting.
Okay.
It's frosting. Yeah.
It's too far away for me. Like
I understand.
my eyesight's not great. I thought that was a real monster at this distance.
Oh, that's why you pissed yourself.
Oh.
You're like, sure.
Yeah, that is just now.
So this guy and his wife, they came
Mhm.
over the hill and they saw a 7-foot-tall, slender, gray creature, which is now known as the Caramel area monster. Or caramel, not caramel. I always want to say caramel.
You have to pronounce it like maybe the people from the north do.
What?
Because like some people, like we would pronounce it caramel, but like depending on where in the U.S. they would just pronounce it caramel.
Oh, yes. But there's no extra A in this one. Like,
Oh, it's
yeah.
just caramel.
it is just, this one is just caramel.
Caramel.
But I don't like saying the word caramel because
Yeah.
I say caramel.
Yeah, caramel.
So, Jeremy, I would like you to read this passage. For
Oh,
me. It starts at the very
famously,
top.
I'm very
man.
good.
It's 2. So this is a excerpt from the report of what occurred when they saw the creature.
Sorry, I'm skimming it, just making sure I'm not about to hit any words that.
Have a stroke.
Yeah, I don't want the word bog to come up in me.
Was this also written in Old English?
No, this was like in 2011. This is just a dude talking. I did hide a racial slur somewhere in there though, so be careful.
Okay, and I just read over it and like, go fuck yourself, San Diego. By the way, the whale's vagina thing was from Anchorman.
I need to rewatch Anchorman.
Yeah. We recently bought a place at Fort Hill area, in the southeast, Highland County. We first noticed about 30 days of living here that we suddenly have perfect circles that stay fresh green no matter what weather in the front yard. On Friday night, the 12th, we were driving home, and I almost said fucking Carmel.
It's hard, right?
Yeah. And after turning on Carmel Road, which leads to our road, we went fucking Christ, I got to Carmel again. I was like, caramel.
Dude, I'm glad it's not just me.
And after turning on Carmel Road, which leads to our road, we went around the curve by Carmel Church, and then the small incline approximately 10 feet over, the incline in front of the truck, the alien ran across the road and into the woods.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, Finn. Okay, so they were driving along Caramel Road, and then they turned onto their road,
Caramel.
which wasn't Caramel Road, and then
You
they.
did nail it when you said caramel travel, by the way. You sped right through that one.
I will point out, Caramel Church. Sign me up,
Dude, I'm there. So yeah, exactly what you're saying. They're driving along and they see what they believe was an alien. Now, his wife later, when interviewed about this, said this to investigators. Adrian, please. It's point 4 there.
please. My husband sighed.
Please, in the wife's voice.
I can't do it. I'll try.
I didn't realize I was supposed to be a 71-year-old grizzled veteran. I
No,
would have
you were only 60.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
60.
Please. give
Well, I
yourself
would have
some
sounded
credit.
like me then.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you did. Listen, you did perfect.
Yeah.
Only note, no notes.
All right. Wait, 60. How does a 6-year-old? My husband saw it. He's a skeptic, almost 60 years old, and a proud Marine. He wouldn't have admitted to seeing it if he hadn't been in shock. I had him draw it for me when I got into the house. He says it was asphalt gray. Our asphalt is gray.
Our asphalt is black.
And about 7 feet tall. No arms that he could see, but muscular in the legs area. No jawline.
It sounded sexy, right?
No jawline, and its legs were bent backward, and it leaned forward as it ran.
So this is where we get the depiction of them with
the
backwards
bent
knees.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom here to show you the image that was drawn by the wife of this creature.
Oh, because it was going up an incline. That's not just a massive penis.
It kind of looks like a cock, though, right?
Is that what dicks look like?
What does yours look like? Take it out.
like that?
Take it out. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Why? We
if
all
anything,
know what each
that
other
one's
looks
small.
like.
Right? Yeah,
So if you guys ever saw during the height of like Among Us memes, when people would draw the Among Us astronauts with long, sexy legs, that's basically what this creature reminds me of.
I don't remember that.
You never saw the
Me?
Among Us characters with long, sexy
I
legs?
remember
This
reading,
is worth derailing for.
Yeah. I remember there was a point where I remember like it was someone had posted on Twitter because there was so much like hyper realistic art of Among Us. They were like, I thought it was like a survival horror game because all of the art is like full astronauts, you know, fighting and with guns, and they look at it and they're like, it's just like these cartoon blobs just walking around.
That being said, I would love an actual like realistic game
It's
based
coming out in
on.
VR.
Is it?
Yeah, there's Among Us VR,
Oh man.
and it's gonna fucking rule. And I'm gonna kill Jeremy like crazy.
All I can imagine is the level of mauling I will get when someone murders me for real.
Damn.
That's what I'm pumped for.
I guess I'll wait to get my VR. I was gonna get a VR headset this week.
All right, so Jeremy, this was like the original one that I saw. Just the crewmates with long, sexy legs.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that.
I want to see. Oh,
You need a minute?
can you
Bro,
can you send me that link?
But yeah, if you look up Among Us long legs, you'll essentially see what this creature looks like. Just, gray. I love how this tablet doesn't ever work. All right. So while the caramel, oh my god. While the caramel area monster has some differences from the Fresno Nightcrawler, it shares some very odd similarities. This would be the sighting of by far the largest Nightcrawler ever seen, and they did say that it was gray and not white. Those are some of the weird differences of the actual creature.
Have you ever seen anyone refer to something like, okay, this story is going to be a slight tangent, but it is applicable.
Okay, hit me.
One time I was working on set, and the director of photography was like, "Hey, Jeremy, we need a hard drive to go store this footage. There's one way in the back. Can you get it? It's blue." I walk into the back and I buy all their computers and I'm looking through and I'm like, there are no blue hard drives here.
Rip.
Like I'm looking through and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And so I come back with the only hard drive I can find, which is blatantly green. And they're like, yeah, that's the one. Thanks. And I'm like, can you not fucking see?
I think the DP might have been colorblind, dude.
And then he's because okay, to be fair, it was like a teal green.
Okay, so they're just a liar.
And I'm like, there's no one would describe that as blue. And then he's like, yeah, this is like clearly like this is way more blue than it is green. And it was stopped to be like, what color is this? And everyone's like, green. And he's like, okay.
Dude, I brag about this all the time because it's my dumbest flex. But when Adrian and I were in college together in one class, everybody had to take a a color vision test. Essentially gave you a bunch of swatches and one color at the beginning and one color at the end. What you had to do was put all the squares in order to gradient perfectly from like left to right.
Sure.
I was the only one in the class who got 100%.
I don't remember that at all.
It literally sounds like you made up that
maybe
story.
you weren't in the class.
I wasn't.
But yeah, so I have perfect color vision, so I would be able to tell you what color that hard drive was.
Well, the thing that my point is when someone says, "Oh, it's white versus gray," it's like, bro, we couldn't tell blue from green.
Yeah.
Like,
also, to be fair, Tyler, a lot of the people, well, no offense to anyone who might be listening,
were dipshits and didn't care.
Yeah.
So. Not related, dipshit and dipshit.
For some reason, I thought that was gonna be like a weird color vision story. Like, actually, Tyler, maybe it's the fact that you're like, what? These are fucking losers, and I'm like, oh god, they can't see colors. Why are you being so mean?
No, yeah, a lot of them were fucking losers.
But I mean, I thought you were referring to like people with color who just like had the color blindness. You were just like,
no, they're weak genetics.
Yeah,
and should
there you
be
go.
removed from the gene pool.
Yeah,
as is the way. So the caramel area monster.
Yeah, the caramel monster.
Sure.
Yeah, who looks like a sexy Among Us character. The things that they do have in common, which is why I put them in this episode at all, is that it's a very slender creature with an oddly small torso.
Just like the Slender Man.
No visible arms, and potentially no discernible head, which is a very odd depiction to be a second separate cryptid.
Yeah.
That two people saw this creature and they're not, and if they were both real, you're telling me they're not related in any way, kind of thing?
How far is the caramel area from Fresno? Do you know?
Oh, not particularly far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's fairly close. Now,
And that wasn't a kid just running with a blanket on his head or something?
here's the thing, probably.
Okay.
But before we get to that, there are a few other reports of the Fresno Nightcrawler, and I'm just kind of speed through them because they're not particularly interesting, other than just like the little tidbits I put in. So while the creature originated in and around Fresno, California, other reports of Nightcrawlers have trickled in from places far and close. The cryptid is actually more frequently spotted in Yosemite National Park. People don't really see it in Fresno that much, but people see it all the fucking time in Yosemite.
Is it something like where they're always seeing it in a camera? Is that like the most common?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay,
because
so like
the first of such sightings was once again from CCTV footage showing another pair of the creatures. This time, and this is the still that I showed you guys earlier. That was from this one.
Oh yeah, okay.
Where it shows a pair of creatures. One of them was very, very small, and one of them was larger. They're about 0.5 meter and 1.5 meters tall.
Wait, so you're telling me no one has ever gotten like actual eyes on these things?
No, people see them, but they're almost always through cameras.
Okay.
They very rarely walk around where people are, so they're just caught on camera instead.
Okay.
It is interesting because I was gonna be like, what's a lens flare? But it's very clearly it isn't a lens flare in that video
there's very
you showed me.
Something moving here, which is why there's just enough there to make it a cryptid, you know?
It's like I remember a few years ago there was a famous thing where someone's like Ring doorbell caught like a goblin walking across the lawn.
Yeah, and it was just like a kid.
Yeah, and it wasn't even just a kid. It was like it was clearly fake. Like they had digitally altered the kid to make him look like
malnourished, basically.
Yeah, I think they removed his arms and or something like that to make him look like. Maybe.
And what's funny is people actually looked at that and was like, "That's a small Fresno Nightcrawler." I remember people saying that's actually why I learned about the Fresno Nightcrawler initially, because people said like, "Oh, it's not a goblin, it's a Nightcrawler."
It's weird he was walking away from the house.
Yeah.
It's like he's like ding dong ditching you. He's like, wrong house.
Peace out, baby. Now, other than the video footage that I've shown you here, almost all other reports from Yosemite are merely eyewitness. People will go to Yosemite, come out and be like, "Hey, I saw a Nightcrawler." And that's almost every sighting. Now, branching out a bit further, a few other reports of Nightcrawlers have been anywhere from Oregon to Ohio. So it's not particularly far on a global scale, you know, but it's far from Yosemite and Fresno. But those ones do not come with any evidence. There's no footage of those ones. It's just people saying like, "I'm in Ohio and here's an Ohio accent and I saw a Fresno Nightcrawler." You know how they talk in Ohio.
Yeah, where they always describe what they're doing in the second person.
Yeah, and they always specifically say, "I'm in Ohio."
Yeah.
Very important, because if they don't say they're in Ohio, would you know Ohio exists?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like I remember watching a famous news broadcast of a guy from Ohio being like, "Hey, hello, it's me. I'm from Ohio. And anyways, here's the news. We're cutting to the guy from Ohio."
God, did you know you have a perfect Ohio accent?
Oh, dude, it's fucking banging. They get to it, it's like, "Hey, I'm from Ohio, and here's the weather."
So you know he's good because he said he's from Ohio.
Yeah.
I actually know a guy from Ohio, and I shit on Ohio constantly because I forget that he's from there. And he's like, "Hey, fuck you, man. We have corn." I'm like, "Okay, so do we. I can go to Walmart and get corn, idiot."
Wait, where
Who
exactly?
trusts Walmart for
Yeah.
food?
First off,
Well,
also-
that's what I'm saying. I don't need to go to Ohio for corn. I can go to a piece of shit town called Walmart and get it there.
also, also, might be a stupid question. Where is Ohio?
It's
What?
it's one of the it's
It's a heartland.
Okay, so
Middle America.
Okay,
Flyover country.
got it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay.
I
It's
always
a
get-
slightly northern one.
I always get Ohio and Idaho and Iowa confused. Like I
Completely fair. They're all right next to each other.
literally I don't think that's true because isn't one of those
No,
right next to
I mean-
Montana?
Montana's like if they made like a U, Montana's also there.
Really? They are that close. Where am I thinking of the
They're
one
fi-
that's like next to Michigan?
That one is fuck.
Yeah, like
but they're all in like the central north area basically.
I one is not like at the tail. It's like
No, one-
it borders
one
Canada
is.
by the tail.
Yes, that
Okay.
one is Idaho.
Okay, that's
Oregon is like a perfect square and Iowa is like a wonky square.
Wait, so where's Minnesota?
Minnesota is next to the Great Lakes. No, that's Michigan.
Yeah,
Wait, it's both? Am I both correct?
Minnesota. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. And if you're not American, which
Also, Matt, I'm sorry. I know you live in one of the M states. Couldn't tell you which one.
to be completely
Pretty
honest,
sure it's Michigan.
I think it is.
it's one of those things where if you are from basically New York, Texas, Florida, or California,
You don't need to know.
you
the other
do
ones.
not know where the other states
No,
are.
because who gives a shit?
Like you are there's such an uppity attitude about it. You were just like, why would we give a shit?
Here's the
We
thing.
don't live there.
I can point to a map where Washington, Oregon, Arizona, New Mexico, and Nevada are, but that's just because they're right next to me.
They border us. And we have to. We're
we
like,
have to give them a little respect.
we're like, who are we complaining about recently? And they're like, well, have you seen a map? I'm like, no. But it's like, okay, well.
But it's like, have you
It's-
heard what's going on in fucking Arizona? It's
Yeah.
like, oh god, I hate Arizona.
Oh my god! And I get Florida's probably the same. They're like, we stole our beaches from one of those states. I don't know which one it is because it's not Florida.
Who knows? So, branching out from actually the United States, there's one more sighting of the Fresno Nightcrawler outside of the country.
Hold on, is it near? Is it Canada? Is it not in Canada? It's
I
in
mean-
Europe. Is it in France? Is it out of France?
Is it in Mexico?
I'm going to tell you one thing: it's not in North America.
Okay. Is it
Brazil,
Africa?
Argentina,
You're both incredibly far.
Australia.
England.
Other direction, you're closer.
Oh my god, New Zealand.
No, not you.
The Philippines.
You're
Ireland.
going the wrong direction.
India.
Adrian is closer.
Japan.
Adrian is way closer.
The Arctic.
Scotland.
Okay, you're kind of getting closer.
France. Germany.
You're so
outside
close.
of Germany.
You're so close.
Just like 20 miles down the road from Germany.
You're so close.
Austria.
Australia.
Hungary.
You're
Turkey.
So close.
Rome. Italy.
Go
the
back to-
Vatican.
go
the
back to
city-state of the
Germany. Go
Vatican.
back to
I'm in
Germany.
Germany right now. Okay.
Okay. What other country do you associate with
Poland.
Germany? He's done it. It's in Poland.
Woo!
First try, baby.
First try, baby.
I was so close.
First guess, first try.
Fuck you, Jeremy.
Yeah, sorry, buddy, but unlike you, and like we're gonna end this later. Unlike you, I didn't just randomly guess. Like I immediately knew where we were going.
I'm just gonna get you saying Poland and put it on every single country you say. Poland, Poland, Poland. It's in Poland. I'm 10 miles down from Poland. I'm just out of Poland. Is it in Poland? So this footage is on a phone. This one is within the last few years. So you can pretty clearly see it, but it's very shaky. And the creature is like, you can see the guy clearly hiding and like looking through some leaves. And you can see the creature kind of walk by. It's dog shit though, just like every other one, because even though it's on like a somewhat modern recording device,
It's so shaky. I'm gonna bet it's shaky.
It's very shaky, and it's like full digital zoom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not optical zoom, digital zoom.
Famously, and does it do like a slow zoom in, or is it like
It starts zooming.
okay?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. There's a weird thing where people are like, look at this photo, this footage
then
I
they
took,
zoom in.
and I'm like, are you recording this on like an old DV tape camera?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure I've said this on the show before. There is a huge theory that basically every cryptid is like an escaped or let loose
alien zoo.
Essentially, yes. And so, but they all have like devices on them that jam cameras, which is why footage is always dog shit.
It's like very famous when we have zoos, we give the animals like
Morphine,
a really
yeah.
insane amount of technology for it's like, oh, we have
You've
this
never
bear.
seen that kangaroo watching TikTok videos?
It's like, oh, we have this kangaroo. Give it a fucking gun. Like, it might come up if it breaks out.
Are you telling me that Kangaroo Jack is getting a sequel?
It has a
Kangaroo
sequel.
Jack goes to Vietnam.
It has a sequel.
Okay.
It goes back in time and he's in the Vietnam
No,
War.
I'm glad you clarified that. There's a Kangaroo Jack sequel?
Yes, it's
Yes.
animated,
Oh.
and he sings that one LL Cool J song.
Was it not a TV
I'm gonna knock you
show?
out.
Mama said knock you
Yeah,
out.
there you go.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh,
No,
wow.
no, it was a movie. It was probably a made for TV movie,
Oh, okay, that
but it was a movie.
that sits right in my brain.
This is a total tangent, but I just remembered this.
When has it ever stopped us before?
Yeah. Did you know that there are a
I
lot.
love that little sigh he does because
Yeah.
I know he's
Yeah.
gonna say something fucking dumb as shit. And
Well,
I love it.
this wasn't a dumb as shit side. This was hey, what the fuck am I talking about? I hope I don't get this wrong. A lot of the Disney movies that had like an animated movie like Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, stuff like that. They would have like a TV movie like sequel that came after it.
Yeah.
Well,
Did
it would
you-
be a straight to DVD.
Oh yeah, sorry, a straight to DVD sequel. You know that in some of those cases they are literally just reusing or they're just scrapped projects
Yes.
that they've just put into a movie.
I did know this one.
Because Tarzan 2 apparently was just they were making a Tarzan TV show, it got scrapped, and they just kind of they were like, well, we've already drawn some of the episodes, so they just put all the episodes and roughly made a movie out of it.
It's like the first Clone Wars movie.
Yeah. Not
Yeah, it's supposed to
yeah.
be the first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, just on that note, do you know that the Assassin's Creed series, the first Assassin's Creed game, was because they were trying to make a Prince of Persia sequel, and we're like, this is not Prince of Persia, put a different name on it.
I did.
I did not know that. No.
Yeah.
Did they have like the Animus and stuff like that in it? Were they
That
doing?
was added after they were like, this is a new project now. But it started as a Prince of Persia game.
I wish that Assassin's Creed would never ever reference the digital, like the blood ancestry aspect of it.
And like the fucking ancient gods and shit. I don't get. Let me just stab people.
Didn't they destroy the world in Assassin's Creed 3? Why are there like so many
dude,
sequels?
I could not get past the prologue of Assassin's Creed 3 because what's his fucking face? The guy who ends up being a Templar plays so clunky, and I had it on PC, and no matter what I did, the guards would be like, he's there, and then I would lose because it was a forced stealth mission.
You mean Ezio?
No.
In Assassin's Creed 3, before you play as Connor, the Native American
Oh
guy,
yeah.
you play as the guy from 4, his son, who becomes a Templar.
The guy from 4.
Yeah,
All
Edward
right.
Kenway from Assassin's Creed 4.
Kenway.
His
Haytham,
son,
or something like that.
his son is the guy you play as at the beginning of Assassin's Creed 3.
Interesting. That's some weird like
Yes.
continuity.
Yes, because they're really high on their own farts and are like, what if we made a whole fucking universe where nothing gets resolved?
Interesting. Because when you said Assassin's Creed 3, I keep forgetting that Assassin's Creed 3 came like 10th in the line.
Yes, because there's Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 2 2, Assassin's Creed 2 3, and I think in Assassin's Creed 2 4.
Which was also 1-4.
Yes, correct. And then there was Assassin's Creed 3.
Which one was Assassin's Creed? I remember one where
because it was Brotherhood, Revelations, and then Ezio Chronicles or something like that.
No. Well, the Ezio Chronicles is 2, Brotherhood and Revelation.
Right. What's the other one?
There was no other one.
I thought there was another one.
Directly after Revelation was 3.
Revelations is where you were like you're Ezio,
you give up.
but you're like part of like you're in the Animus or something like that. Like you're very okay.
It's when Ezio like gives up.
Okay. I never got that far.
And then you find his corpse in 4, I think?
No, you find not Ezio's. You find Altair's corpse in Revelation. Yes.
Wild.
All of the Assassin's Creed shit is getting cut.
That's fine.
So, the Nightcrawlers, right? I told you about them. I showed you pictures, drawings, video. Adrian, you first. What do you think they are?
Probably. It's probably just some dude like holding up a puppet with a stick or something.
Wrong, Jeremy. What are they?
I want to imagine that it's someone inside of kind of like a potato sack like thing.
Wrong.
Fair
They're
enough.
aliens,
Oh.
obviously.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, obviously.
So this one, and you boys know.
How does it operate the spaceship?
You boys know.
Also, what race of aliens is this?
You boys know. I fucking love aliens.
Anunnaki.
Every cryptid is an alien. It's not an Anunnaki. Anunnaki are like pretty.
So you're
But-
saying it's not pretty?
Well, I'm not saying it's Anunnaki pretty. That's like saying TV handsome and movie handsome. It's different.
I feel like I'm commercial handsome. Like
I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'm handsome in a commercial. If I was on
Sure,
TV,
I'll
they'd
give
be
you
like
that.
four to
Yeah.
3.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you don't have a really strong chin and broad shoulders, so you can't be TV handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which one's more handsome? Does movie handsome get
Movie
handsome?
handsome is
Movie
more
handsome
handsome.
is the most
It's
handsome.
movie handsome, then TV under, and then commercial
Although
under.
nowadays they're kind of like one and the same.
Look at all the Chris's. Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans. Like, come on. Those are all movie handsome boys. Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
That dude is handsome.
He is handsome.
That actually, I would say Timothy Chalamet is not handsome. That dude is pretty. Like that dude.
I agree.
Yeah, like
I super agree, actually. Yeah. That's a pretty dude right there.
yeah.
But I love aliens.
You love aliens.
Every cryptid is an alien.
Yeah.
They're all fucking aliens. These are not fucking aliens. Even though this is the most common explanation, it holds no weight whatsoever. It is the dumbest fucking thing. Normally, when you classify a cryptid as an alien, there's like something to back that up. The Hopkinsville goblins that we talked about, right? The drunk idiots saw a shooting star and they were like, well, that was a UFO. Aliens. Boom. Easy connection. Flatwoods monster. You remember the Flatwoods monster in Virginia? He had an enormous fireball that the people who saw it thought was a crashed spaceship.
Mhm.
Boom. Easy connection. Indrid Cold acts like Mark Zuckerberg. Boom. Alien.
I love how they were comparing to Mark Zuckerberg at the time as well.
Yeah. Same dude, basically. The Fresno Nightcrawlers have never been spotted with a UFO present, never have any strange technology, nothing. They're just kind of fucking weird, so people are like, that can't be from this planet. They gotta be extraterrestrials.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
See, I thought it was because I've seen that footage multiple times, and like it looks like they have like some cloth material, so
Mhm.
people probably saw that and it's like, oh, that's a spacesuit.
I guess.
Like that's the only possible connection to aliens that I could see.
The alien one, as much as I hate to admit it, is so fucking stupid. It's the worst explanation, and it is by far the most common.
See, that wouldn't be my first. Like if it
Oh,
were
that'd be like my fifth, maybe, guess.
like just go to like goblins or like
Oh,
something.
you-
Fairies is even
you go
more
fantasy before
yeah,
you go sci-fi.
Yeah.
Now, this one that actually does hold some water here is that it's just a misidentified animal. Now, there are 3 prongs to this theory, right? The first one is, in my opinion, the least believable. But some experts who have dissected the footage claim that the Nightcrawlers may be a new species of primate that is yet to be identified. They claim, for whatever reason, that this primate must have evolved to lack arms and instead opts to use its small, tiny little footses and their long, strong legs to work both for their intended purpose as well as surrogate hands and arms. That is genuine explanation. That is just a weird fucking monkey.
No.
No, that's
In my opinion, the least believable of the misidentified animals.
Yeah.
The second prong, which is rather than it being a weird monkey, it's just a cool fucking deer. Because when deer are startled or angry, they sometimes stand straight up on their hind legs in order to use their hooves as fucking weapons because they're metal. Deer are more metal than people give them credit for.
I've seen them do this. Yes.
Now, they can actually walk fairly easily on their back legs, but they can only walk forward. They cannot walk backwards like that or else they'll fall right over.
Yeah.
The deer that are found in the region of like all of the places these are seen, but specifically in California, like around Yosemite, Fresno, whatever, they have white undersides, which means that if they stood up in 2 legs, all we would be able to see from the front is a white shape being their chest and stomach and their what would look like slender white legs.
Okay. But I mean,
Right.
I saw the video. I don't feel
There's
like
nothing
I
else
was,
around
yeah.
it. Yeah, I agree. That one is not super believable, but it's more believable than the fucking weird monkey.
I'd believe that if you only showed me the photos of it very far away and it really
Mhm.
grainy. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I could see it being deer.
Yeah.
The video makes it weird though, right? Now, the third and final prong is that it is not a weird monkey or a cool deer. It's just a fucking bird.
If it's that fucking owl again, I swear to God.
Pretty simple. It's just the fucking owl again. I'm kidding.
Oh!
I'm kidding. It's not the owl.
Well, okay, he says that, but like
it's a crane. People think it's a crane.
that looks like an owl to
Why
me.
does it have like a head that like?
Well, it's just you're seeing a crane from a weird angle, basically. That the cameras that are recording them are just fucking awful. So you're just kind of seeing a crane from a weird angle, which honestly, pretty believable.
I could see that. Sure.
Now, let's talk about the best explanation for these. So knowing these previous explanations, Adrian, what do you think they are?
See, I'm leaning more towards an owl or like some
Wrong.
type of bird.
Jeremy, what do you think they are?
It's a bear that like is
Wrong. It's a pair of haunted pants.
Okay.
What?
Honestly, I'd believe that before I believe the crane.
Well, some fucking freaks say that the Fresno Nightcrawlers are a case of haunted pants walking around. The more likely answer is that someone on stilts stuffed some pants, put them on the bottom, and then walked past the camera with their actual bodies being above the frame. So you could only see the pants section moving that are all stuffed up, and their actual body is just nowhere to be seen in the footage. In fact, this exact stunt was pulled off, recreated multiple times by multiple people to show that this is what it could be, and it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, that. But they don't usually bend.
Yeah, well, in
The stilts.
Did you see the? Did you? So people who see eyewitness accounts of it say that their knees are bending, like
Oh,
the
I
Marine
see.
who saw the Carmel area monster.
But that's true. You're right.
In the video, it just kind of like waddles.
That's a real fucking Mandela effect there, because someone said their knees bent, and I was just like, their knees are bending in the
Boom.
yeah.
Now, Jeremy, you may have caught the last sentence I said, that they just kind of waddle. Do you know any other animal that may waddle?
A penguin.
So how many Fresno Nightcrawlers do you think you could take in a fight at once?
Am I in the middle of Fresno?
You are in just, you know that spot in Assassin's Creed in between loading
Oh,
screens?
where there's nothing else there.
Yeah, and just a flat ground. You're just there.
And I got no hill.
No hill.
Fucked.
I'll give you a baseball bat.
Ooh, see, I think a baseball
Well,
bat's easier than
I feel like
do
a
you want
baseball
a wooden
bat.
or an aluminum bat?
I don't think that it matters at that
Let
point.
him choose.
I will choose the aluminum one, but I think that one's gonna fuck
Ooh.
my hands up more.
Yeah, I would go with the wood one because the aluminum one will dent, I think.
Plus
before
the
wood
aluminum.
one breaks.
Plus, if the wood one breaks, you got a stake now.
See, now
I
you can kill the
also-
vampire too.
That's really interesting that you just said, like, you're worried that the bat is going to be denting.
You can dent the aluminum one.
Oh, I know you
Yeah.
can, but not on a penguin.
Well, we're not talking about a penguin. We're talking about a Fresno Nightcrawler.
That is
400
true.
of them.
Oh, 400 of them.
Or well, no, I asked how many you could take.
Well, so they're 5 feet tall. Like, so they're not even.
They're bigger than penguins.
That's like a. I see. I know. Unlike penguins, I'm not familiar. Well, with the. I haven't gone to the zoo and gone. I could kick so many of those goddamn motherfuckers' asses you wouldn't believe.
God, one day we should all just go to the zoo and I'll just post on the Instagrams. I was gonna say on the Instagram story. I don't fucking put an Instagram story up for this fucking show.
That's
I
fair.
just make posts. But we should go to the zoo, and every exhibit we go to, I'll be like, Jeremy, could you beat this thing up? And I'll take a photo of it and just write yes or no.
2 giraffes.
You think
You could take
you
on.
could take on
I don't think you.
2 giraffes?
I think you would
I'm
have
on the
trouble.
back of the first one, and I'm using the first head.
Have you seen how giraffes fight?
Yeah, and that's why I'm on the back of one. They're
Do you think
attacking.
I
you will
really
not
don't
fall
think.
off?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of. Hold it like a hug.
With it flipping around like that?
Yeah, you'd think it'd be really upset, but imagine the scenario in which I use the smaller giraffe's head as a step so to
Oh,
get
so
on
one
me.
of them's smaller.
No.
Wait, but
There's
you
a
would
third
still-
giraffe just nearby.
you would still have to climb up the giraffe's neck.
I just explained. I'm using a
Yeah,
smaller
no, he
giraffe.
starts on the back.
Okay.
And I run up and I'm on it. Second giraffe, he's like wailing on the first giraffe. I'm like, oh, you're fucked, bro. Like, he's going for me, but you're right
So
in the
then how are
way.
you going to take out the giraffe that you're on?
When it falls down, I do a backflip, first of all.
But
Obviously.
why would it fall down? I thought it beat the other giraffe, so why would it fall?
Yeah, sorry, the giraffe it beat when that one falls.
Oh, okay, yes.
Then
go
I
on.
do a backflip. Guess where I am, baby? On the back of the new one.
But that one's already defeated.
I have a mirror.
Explain.
He sees himself in the mirror and he's like, you fucking what? He's beating up me on his back in the mirror.
And then you die.
No. mirrors reflecting his punches back at him. Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh, of course. I forgot it was a magic mirror.
It's not a magic mirror. What? You don't know mirrors? You don't know mirrors now? Anyways, the Flatwood Monsters, 6 million.
I really don't think so.
We're just going to cut on 6 million.